I've got two topics to talk about today. One is the appointment of Arne Slot replacing Jurgen Klopp, and my second one is the situation regarding Mohamed Salah. Now, let's talk about Arne Slot first. To be honest, I didn't want him at the beginning. I knew very little about him, but I always wanted a big name. My first option was, for obvious reasons, Xabi Alonso, and when that didn't happen, I started warming to the idea of Ruben Amorim. For whatever reason, that hasn't happened, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, Arne Slot is mentioned, and well, he's definitely becoming our manager. And I've kind of looked into him a bit more deeply, and I've seen, I just fear initially that he could be another Erik ten Hag, who had the same potential, same kind of style of football, yet came into this hardest league in the world, Premiership, and has struggled. I remember Ten Hag having all this huge potential exactly the same way. And the only other worrying thing is that the Dutch managers that have come into the Premier League have never been a success. But let's back Michael Edwards, because he normally does make the right decisions. So I'm hoping this guy could prove us all wrong and end up being the next Liverpool manager for another 5-8 years, like Klopp. And I'm hoping he's got a plan B, which Jurgen Klopp never did. So let's see, what this guy brings. Let's support him fully. And he's got some big decisions to make, which brings me on to Mohamed Salah. For me, what happened there at the touchline the other day, I don't like those. I don't care who you are, no one is bigger than the club. We've seen in the past like Suarez and Torres and loads of other people. There's only one winner at the end of the day, and that's Liverpool Football Club. No player is bigger than the club. He showed disrespect to Jurgen Klopp. At the end of the day, it's not like that you've been playing well. So he had every right to put Salah as sub. And then there's reports in the papers and various outlets that Salah on the touchline had turned around and said that I'm going to get sent off. I'm going to get sent off. And he repeatedly said that. Now, if that is true, because it's not 100% that it's true, if it is true, it shows you the lack of respect and the way he is thinking. So now the next thing, for me, if we get anything 18 million plus for Salah, it's a no-brainer. He's got to go. However, Salah is entitled to a dip in form just like any other player in the world is. If Salah is willing to stay, not only stay, but give us another year after that extension, I'll be more than happy for Salah to stay at Liverpool, because the guy is a brilliant footballer. And I would like to see what Arne Slot could do for him. Arne Slot might be able to get the best out of him and put him in a different position, because I think that wide right thing, that's been exhausted. We need somebody new there. Salah cannot take on players like he used to. I'd like to see Salah right in the middle or even on the left. So, if we were to replace Salah, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, there's two names that spring to mind for me. First of all, Rodrigo from Real Madrid, #1 choice. And my second choice would be Rafinha of Barcelona. I can't at this moment think of any other players that could do the job. Jared Bowen, but he's already reaching the age of about 27. And I don't think quite at the same level as Rodrigo or Rafinha. People have mentioned Luis Diaz. Why the hell are we selling him? We don't want to sell him. The boy's head's turned. And his dad has on numerous occasions turned around and said that he wants Barcelona move. Unfortunately, it's a South American thing. They will always end up in La Liga. If a player doesn't want to play for Liverpool, off you go, mate. We're not keeping you. And if we could get anything 80 million plus for a player who could only play on his right foot, I take that all day long. Replace him with Rafael Leao, Portuguese player at AC Milan. There's been people overreacting to our bad run of form at the end, like sell Kanate, sell Elliott, sell Diaz, sell Salah, sell Robertson, sell Darwin Núñez. I think some of the fans need to calm the fuck down. Think of it logically. This is not Football Manager. Kanate needs to stay. Yes, he's injury prone. Yes, but on his day, he's a world beater. Yes, we do need a new centre-back. But to sell him, ridiculous. Thiago is going anyway. Matip likely to go as well. And then our third goalie, Adrian. Yeah, go. We need a new centre-back. No question about it. We need a world-class centre-back. I'm all for that. I'm all for having Van Dijk, Kanate, a brand new world-class centre-back, and our young lad, Kwanzaa. Gomez to stay, who could cover all four positions. Centre-back and both of the full-back positions. And he deserves it. So that would be my defence. Robertson, now this left back position, I would like to see a new person come in. And if we get good money for Robertson, possibly cash in. If not, keep him, because he's still got a lot to offer for us. The only one I'd be thinking of selling is Tsimikas. If we get interested in him, sell him. The right back position, I want to see Trent Arnold midfield. I don't want to see him back at right back, only as cover when we've got injuries. So potentially Bradley to be our first choice right back, and potentially look at somebody else who could possibly play it left and right, like a Frimpong. We still need a defensive midfielder. And Endo has done a fantastic job, but he is ideal as cover. He is not the finished article for us. We need that world-class defensive midfielder. Bruno Gomes is one I'd be looking at, or going back in for Tsunami or Cavaminga from Real Madrid. Elliott has to stay. Curtis Jones is the big debate. He's had a good few years now to prove himself. Has he reached that at that level? Is he ever going to be Liverpool class? For me personally, I think he's had enough chances, and I actually believe that if we get anything north of 30 million, we should take the money. Gapco, I think, deserves another year, as does Ryan Gravenberch. Both young players, especially Gravenberch, he will come good. So, Onslaught, yeah, he's got a lot of decisions to make, but the only thing I do worry about for Onslaught is he just going to be a coach, and is he not really going to have a say of the players coming in? Because I believe Edwards is going to be doing that, and Onslaught is just going to be a coach, and he will have to accept the players brought in. I'm not sure whether that works, because if you inherit players that you never really wanted and were given to you, that never works. So these are two things, Onslaught and Mohamed Salah. I would love to have comments on what people think. These are just my opinions, you know. I'd love to hear what fellow Reds think and what players potentially we could bring in, and where they see us going in the next few years. But one thing I will say, and I hope most of the fellow Liverpool fans totally agree with me, is that Jurgen Klopp has been absolutely brilliant, and we will never be able to replace a man like him.